The signal came from deep space. It was not a message of peace. It was not a message of war. It was a request. On every screen across Earth, the same face appeared. A tall silver figure with glowing blue eyes. Her voice was calm, soft, almost kind. "I am Commander Valis of the Archon Fleet. We request one human volunteer." Just one. No money was offered, no reward, no explanation. Only one sentence followed. "The future of your species depends on it." Governments tried to speak with her. Scientists asked questions. She answered nothing more. One human, within 24 hours. Or Earth would be judged unfit. Most people thought it was a trick. Some thought it was a threat. Others believed it was the beginning of war. But one man felt something different. His name was Daniel Hayes. And by the time he understood what the request truly meant, it was already too late. Daniel Hayes was not a hero. He was not a soldier. He worked as a mechanic in a small city. He fixed broken engines and old machines. He lived alone. No family. No big dreams. But Daniel had one rare thing. He had nothing to lose. While the world argued about what to do, Daniel watched the alien commander on repeat. There was something in her eyes. Not anger, not hate. Fear. He felt it. On the final hour before the deadline, Daniel walked into a government office and signed his name. "I volunteer," he said. Within minutes, soldiers took him to a secure base. A massive alien ship waited in the sky like a dark star. Before he could change his mind, he was lifted into the sky by a beam of blue light. Earth disappeared below him. Inside the ship, the air felt thin but breathable. The walls were smooth and glowing. And there she was, Commander Valis. Up close, she looked even less human. Silver skin, tall and strong, her eyes glowing like cold fire. "You came willingly," she said. Daniel nodded. "You said our future depends on it." Her expression changed slightly. "Yes," she said quietly. "It does." Daniel soon learned the truth. Humanity was being tested. The Archon Empire had watched Earth for centuries. They believed humans were dangerous, violent, emotional, unstable. Many alien races wanted Earth destroyed before humans grew stronger. But Valis disagreed. She believed humans had potential, compassion, loyalty, courage. But she needed proof. Daniel was not just a volunteer, he was evidence. "You will stay aboard my ship," Valis explained. "You will show us what humanity truly is." "And if I fail?" Daniel asked. She did not answer. He already knew. A giant alien council was waiting for results. If Daniel showed weakness, cruelty, or selfishness, Earth would be marked as a future threat. Elimination would follow. Daniel was just one man. But now he carried 8 billion lives on his shoulders. The pressure felt crushing. Still, he stayed calm. Because if fear controlled him, humanity would lose. 3 days into the journey, alarms screamed through the ship. An enemy fleet appeared. The Carthan Dominion. Unlike the Archons, the Carthans believed in power only. They saw humans as future soldiers or future slaves. Their leader sent a message. "Hand over the human, or we will take him." Daniel felt cold fear. He was not part of the test anymore. He was now the target. Valis stood tall on the command deck. "Prepare defenses," she ordered. Her officers hesitated. "Commander, the Council did not approve war." Valis' voice turned sharp. "I am approving it." For the first time, Daniel understood. She was risking her career, maybe even her life, for him, for Earth. During quiet hours between battles, Valis began speaking with Daniel privately. She asked about Earth, about music, oceans, rain. Daniel told her stories about sunsets, about children laughing, about simple human kindness. She listened carefully. "You speak of weakness as strength," she said once. Daniel smiled slightly. Maybe you just don't understand it yet. Slowly something changed between them. Respect, trust, something deeper. Valis had lived for over 100 years. She had commanded fleets. She had faced death. But no one had ever looked at her the way Daniel did. Not as a weapon, not as a leader, but as a person. One night, after another Carthan attack, Daniel was injured while helping crew members. Valis stayed by his side in the medical bay. "You risked yourself for strangers," she said softly. "That's normal for us," Daniel replied weakly. "We protect each other." Her glowing eyes dimmed slightly. "Your species may be more dangerous than we thought." Daniel laughed. "That doesn't sound good." "It is," she whispered. And in that moment, the distance between alien and human felt smaller. The Carthan fleet launched a full assault. Explosions shook the ship. Shields failed. Archons began to fall. The Carthan leader appeared on screen. "You defend prey," he mocked Valis. "Why?" Valis looked at Daniel. He stepped forward. "I am human," Daniel said clearly. "If you want to judge us, face us directly." The Carthan laughed. "You are weak." Daniel's hands trembled, but he kept speaking. "We are weak alone, but together we survive everything." The Carthans boarded the ship. Chaos filled the halls. Daniel found himself face to face with a Carthan soldier, larger, stronger. He had no weapon, but he stood his ground. When the soldier raised his blade, Daniel did not beg. He shielded an injured Archon behind him. The blade stopped inches from his neck. Valis's blade pierced the Carthan from behind. She pulled Daniel close. "You foolish human," she whispered, but her voice shook. After the battle, the Carthan fleet retreated, heavy losses on both sides. Daniel stood on the observation deck, watching stars pass. Valis joined him. "You could have died," she said. Daniel nodded. "So could you." Silence filled the space between them. "I was trained to believe emotion is weakness," Valis admitted. "But when I thought you would die, I felt something I cannot explain." Daniel looked at her. "Maybe that's what makes us strong." She reached out slowly, her silver hand touching his. Different species, different worlds, but the connection felt real. Not forced, not sudden, earned through battle and trust. The Archon Council finally contacted the ship. Their decision was ready. "Commander Valis," the voice echoed. "You violated orders. You protected the human at great cost." Valis stood tall. "Yes." "You risked war." "Yes." "Explain." Valis looked at Daniel. "He is proof," she said firmly. "Humans are not a threat to destroy. They are allies to earn." The council remained silent. Then a final message arrived. The Carthan Dominion had withdrawn permanently. Why? Because during the battle, human military forces from Earth had launched primitive but bold rescue ships toward Archon space. They had no chance of winning, but they came anyway, for one man. The Archons had detected it. Humanity was ready to sacrifice for their own. The Council understood. "Earth will not be eliminated," the voice declared. "Humanity will be observed as potential allies." Daniel collapsed in relief. Earth was safe. But then the Council added one more statement. "The volunteer cannot return." Daniel's heart stopped. To protect galactic balance, he must remain with the Archons as ambassador. It was never just a test, it was recruitment. Valis looked at him. "I did not know," she admitted. Daniel swallowed hard. He would never see Earth again, but Earth would live. He smiled slowly. "Guess I'm staying." Valis stepped closer. "You will not be alone." As stars stretched endlessly before them, Daniel realized something. He had volunteered to save humanity. He did not expect to find love among the stars. And far above Earth, on a silver warship once filled with doubt, a human and an alien commander stood side by side, not as test subject and judge, not as prey and protector, but as the beginning of something new, something dangerous, something powerful, the first true alliance between humanity and the galaxy. And this time, it was the galaxy that would have to prove itself worthy of humans.